Hey everybody, I'm Joel Wanasek with Unstoppable Recording Machine, and I'm going to show you how to use automation in your metal mixes to make your breakdowns hit harder, which is super important in pretty much anything metal that has a breakdown. So let's have a listen to this breakdown I got loaded up, and then I'll show you how to use automation to hack it to make it a little bit more exciting. All right, sounds good and heavy, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna go to either a 16th or a 32nd, whatever you wanna do, depending on the tempo of the song. And we're gonna write to the kick drum, the bass, and the rhythm guitar. And we're just gonna do a nice little boost here up on each transient. So I'm just doing a 16th note, and what it's gonna do is just give it a little bit more of an exciting spike at the beginning of each section. So let's take this now. We're going to copy and paste this to every time there's a pause and it hits a new chug. So, you know, dun 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 dun, and we're going to get it sounding really good. So let me loop this a little bit more. Okay, so now we've copied this little spike, and again, you can mix this into taste. You know, I don't know how loud the kick drum should be. Maybe it needs to be this. I've just arbitrarily picked this amount of volume. Take the automation off. Now have a listen to it. It's going to sound a little bit flatter. Put the automation back on. Now that punch is a little bit harder and it's a little bit more exciting. And one more trick that we can do is we can take the kick drum and automate a little bit more treble into the EQ so it snaps harder on the transient. So to do that, I'm going to open up the stock EQ. You can use any EQ that you'd like. I'm going to use the stock to demonstrate this here in Cubase. I'm going to take an empty EQ point, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to fish around and find a good frequency that punches nice with the breakdown. And that sounds pretty good, and I'm just moving this by ear. Now, I'm going to take this, I'm going to zero this out, I'm going to push right automation, and I'm going to increase the volume. And I just want to get this to show up in the parameter instead of having to go through and find that in the list. For me, it's usually generally faster. So I'm going to hit play. Hit stop, turn off the right automation, come down here, and now it's been written in. And you can find this setting in the automation panel here in Cubase. There's a setting that allows you to basically write automation as you make moves and show it on the grid. So let me move this into the correct spot. And what's going to happen now, it's just like I did that. We're going to get a little cool EQ boost every time. So let's see it on the grid. Oh, it's too fast for it to even want to show it graphically. But what it's doing basically is taking the gain of the kick drum and making it super bright for, you know, a few milliseconds and making it more attacky. So let's take this, we're going to copy, and we're going to paste it forward just like we did with every little chug here we've got. And now let's listen to it. You can hear how that adds some nice excitement to it. And let's take off the automation now and have a listen. Let's add it back in. And boom, that's how you make your breakdowns sound more exciting. So please let me know in the comments what you guys are doing with automation to make your breakdowns more exciting. Any cool tips and tricks that you might have. Very curious. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for lots of awesome mixing videos. Thank you. I'm Joel Wanasek, and this is Unstoppable Recording Machine.